the square site for the sensory yard to be shared by Pontchartrain Elementary and Tchefuncte Middle School. The yard's about 70 feet by 75 feet. The only natural elements we have are one, I think, oak tree, a small one to the left corner, and basically it's a big flat plain. We have a lot of grass, but that is it as far as landscape elements. The windows are nice. If we can replicate those in some way, that'd be nice. And then the only really interesting feature about the perimeter is the back wall, which we had originally envisioned probably putting some stucco on and doing a mural. But what we thought about doing is perhaps at the bottom of it or along the top is to put in some pebble tile. The pebble tile would offer a sensory aspect to it, as well as reflecting the lake bed of Lake Pontchartrain. The school, of course, is Pontchartrain Elementary, named for our lake, and the middle school is Tchefuncte Middle School, named for the river that feeds into our lake. So this is our site. We thought this might be a little easier for you to get a feel for than some still shots and just some diagrams. We've got a 5-foot entryway on the right, and a 5-foot entry on the left of the arcuate wall that we can fence off, basically preventing all the kids from eloping out of here. There's a small slab that needs to be taken out as well, but this is the site, and we'll wait to hear from you before we start digging up. Again, thanks on behalf of the kids. This is an alternate site that we had first envisioned using for the sensory yard, but just for Pontchartrain Elementary. Right now we are facing south, and the blue and green triangles you see ahead of you represent the shade park that you'll see on our schematic. The yard is about 100 feet long by 50 feet wide, and we'd envisioned basically an elongated oval or an elongated rounded rectangle for the kids to use a rounded or circuitous method for going through. Kids, particularly those with autism, seem to thrive off of predictability. So setting up our equipment in a circuit fashion, where they know they go from step A to B and so forth, seems to help them reassure themselves. Again, this is Louisiana. There's not much as far as topography to look at, but it's a nice green site, and we're just waiting to break ground soon. Oops. Okay, go ahead. All right, this is our elementary play structure that the kids call Pete's Castle. Pete is their Pontchartrain mascot. At any rate, Pete's Castle right now is not ADA accessible because we have wonderful ladders and stairs and so forth, but there is absolutely no ramp for children who are using chairs or walkers or wagons to convey themselves. So our plan for Pete's Castle is to remove one of the panels that you see in front of us. If you can zoom in on the red checkerboard panel, that will be moved to the right. You'll see that there's an arched walkway that goes over to a small deck that has varying levels. By using that panel to block that off and building a 100-foot long wheelchair ramp up to where we'll remove the panel, it makes the structure completely ADA accessible. The width of the structure, the conveyance of the wheelchairs through those openings, and then the smallness of the apertures so that chairs can't come down the stairs and so forth, fit all ADA requirements. So it is our design to raise money to, again, design and build access to Pete's Castle, giving us one sensory yard and one ADA accessible play structure for all the kids at Pontchartrain.